All right, welcome back to Only Divergences. A super quick update on the S&P 500. Today, there is some stuff happening after hours. Facebook is down quite a lot. Snapchat is down a lot. I think about 25%. Actually, almost everything that I'm looking at right now is red. It's funny that this happens right as we approach new all-time highs. Anyways, we will see what happens and talk about that tomorrow. Today was again a green day. Even though we started in the red, it was choppy throughout the day. Now again, call options for the nearest term netted only I think about 20%. And that was if you traded it perfectly. So even though the S&P was green, it was not the best relative risk reward or RRR for a trade. Now, this news after hours is pushing the bigger names lower, and it's really got me thinking, so I'm going to limit my analysis today. But we still want to understand that even though we are close to new all-time highs, we've been here before. Remember yesterday's video where I talked about this analog, that the last time we had this was last year. September 2nd was the high last year, and this year, September 2nd, was the high. We came down. We moved higher before we got to the new all-time highs. We came down. We moved higher here. At some point, we're going to have to come down. Right? I mean, that's just the way that it is. Okay? Is it going to be tomorrow? Are we going to get a new all-time high? I don't know. But this is the analog that we're working with, and given how strong this has come off here, I wouldn't be surprised to see some profit taking here, and given the news that we've heard after hours, we might be in for an interesting Friday. Look, at some point, this rally is going to produce a pullback, and we have to ask ourselves, is the pullback going to be like this? Or is it going to be like this, right, where it's just consolidation? Are we going to go lower, or are we just going to consolidate where, we do go lower to some extent, but it's not like a serious pullback? Now, what is happening after hours does not seem like a small thing. And so I'll have to limit my analysis, as I think Friday might be a day to step away. Whenever you have a big after hours move, sometimes it's best to just step away and watch the fireworks from afar and not be in the market. And speaking of being not in the market, I want to provide a quick update on Robinhood, which we talked about yesterday. Now remember, I had said that I sold it yesterday, and today we saw the stock spike really high before coming lower. This is what I was talking about in yesterday's video, that it was too spiky and choppy. Let's go down to I don't like doing the hourly, but let's go down to it. This was just way too spiky and choppy for me. And I did say that even if it went higher, I would feel better about myself sticking to the trades that have the setups that I'm familiar with. Because really, once you start venturing outside of your system, that's gambling, right? So the stock did spike, and the options that I was in actually were up about 3x, so those were triple baggers, but I didn't chase this, as not only is it against my rules to chase, I was very suspicious of this move higher. Okay, remember yesterday we had a similar spike, higher at the open, and then it came down. Well, we had another, and then, it did move higher, and then it had a spike, and then it came down. I was very suspicious of this move right off the bat, but I want to emphasize this decision because it was part of my trading system and my strategy, and it's part of my favorite indicator. Okay, on the hourly, we had high red and high black, right? This is the DMI indicator down here. This is a signal generally for a general bullish momentum trend. But one thing that I've noticed as I've been studying this is that generally as you move towards the end of a trend, black rises. So when you start to see black rising with the colored trend, then it means that the trend is coming to an end. Similar to back here, we had elevated red, elevated black. We got here, and that was the end of the trend. And so that's one of the reasons why yesterday when we were up here, I was thinking to myself, we're getting pretty close to the end of the trend. Even look at this low green, right? Low green indicates the end of a move higher. Take a look at how low it was here at the end of this trend, and take a look at how low it was yesterday. That was one of the reasons why I took a look at this and I said, look, it could go higher, but if it does, that's going to be the end of it. So what does this mean? Well, remember, I thought we had made a nice low here and that we were going to move higher and follow through. That's what I was looking for. That looks like it did not happen, so we may see lower prices. That's the bad news. But the good news is that if Robinhood does continue lower, and consolidate, then all it means is that this has simply set us up for an even better bullish move, and maybe in a couple weeks or a month or maybe longer. But again, we have to watch this day to day because things can change fast. But if we see a move back lower, just know that you have a nice trade set up for you in the near future. So that's it for now. I don't want to say too much, especially with what's happening in the after hours right now. We could have a bit of a messy day tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Remember to tune in tomorrow where I will go over the Facebook trade and also this Robinhood trade. I hope you found this informative. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow a little later after the close. Take care, guys.